You are a leader. You are a leader. And one of the biggest questions you need to ask yourself is this. After your term as a leader expires, after your term as a leader comes to an end, what will you be proud of when you look back 2 years or 10 years and say that this is what I did when I was a leader? So in this video, I want to take you through the question why it's very important, why it matters, and why you need to prioritize it. So welcome to this channel. It's time for AOB. And as I keep telling and reminding you, our business is quite simple. Our business is to make leaders. Our business is to discover talent. And our business is to provide updated resources to support and to nurture the leaders we have already made and the talents we have already discovered. So, welcome. Mitch Albom, while he was interviewing his sociology professor, Mori, they discussed something. They discussed about life. They discussed about the world that we live in. They discussed about families. They discussed about relationships. They discussed about the fear of aging and so many other things. But in the process, Mitch Albom, a celebrated sports journalist at the time of the interviews, he was famous. He did so many things. He had won several awards. And as he writes in the book, Tuesdays with Moriel, an old man, a young man, and life's greatest lessons, Mitch Albom notes something. And this something is what is going to inform us in this video as we talk about your legacy as a leader. You see, Mitch Albom never cared about the community, about the society that he was living in. Mitch Albom was only concerned with his own welfare, with his own interests, until he reconnected with his sociology professor 16 years later, a professor who was dying of a terrible disease, ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, a terrible disease of the neurological system. And at the time he was meeting with Mitch Albom, he had less than 2 years to live. But then he had made a decision that instead of spending the 2 years lamenting, just like that, he had made a decision to make the best out of the time that was left for him. And during this time, during the 14 Tuesdays, when Muriel was interviewing his professor, he had to abandon slightly some aspects of his profession. He had to abandon some commitment of writing a column in the newspapers. He had to abandon a number of things in order to have to create some time with his professor. But then he was stunned at how the world was still progressing, how the world of sports was still going on in his absence. And he confesses something. And this is what he confesses. Listen to his words. And may these words also communicate to me, communicate to you as a leader in your day-to-day life. Listen to what he says. There were sporting events each night that I would have gone to cover. I stayed home, watched them on TV. I had grown used to thinking readers somehow needed my column. I was stunned at how easily things went on without me. I'd rhyme that 2 sentences. That he was thinking that sports could not be sports without him. But for the 14 weeks he was away from sports, sports was still going on without him. Yes, the world will still go on without you. But the question you have to ask yourself today is this. When this world will still be going on without me, is there a contribution that I will have made that will be informing it in the direction it will be taking? What will be my role? What will be my legacy? And in this video, I want to give you one solution. Something that you can work on today. Because a time will come when you will exit the stage of leadership. A time will come when you will be on the receiving end of the leadership of other people. Whether the leadership will be terrible, good, bad, mediocre, name it. The truth of the matter is this, that you will exit the stage. But then there's something that you can do today that will guarantee your happiness even when you'll be gone, even when you'll be on the other end. And it's this one: create other leaders. Just that. Create other leaders. That could be easily said, but then it's not that easily done. Easier said, but not necessarily easier done. But then we are not saying that it's not possible. It's extremely possible. So my fellow leaders today, make it a habit, make it a point to nurture, to make, to develop at least one person of the people you are leading. Mentor other people so that once you exit the stage, when you are gone, someone will pick from where you have left. If you have been a good person, they don't want to pick from where you have left, it's still okay. You have done your work of creating other leaders. This is the best gift that you can give as a leader. Instead of all the time complaining, you have to make a deliberate effort and commitment to make other leaders. This is my message to you today. And as I keep saying in this channel, that even if you don't have a following, it's always good to consider yourself as a leader of your own life. And in the context of our message today, if you don't have a following, the truth of the matter is that you will exit the stage. What you have left behind, people will say that there was so and so who used to say, there was so and so who used to do things in this manner. That will be a good legacy. Thank you so much for listening, for journeying with me up this far. This channel is called Time for AOB, and I am your facilitator, Samuel Warago. Do remember to subscribe if you have not done so. And have a nice time. Thank you so much.